What is up, guys? Welcome back to S3M2 Football and welcome to today's preview video. We're back with the UEFA Champions League this week, and for this one we have a major showdown taking place on the 22nd of October, that is this Tuesday, at the Santiago Bernebeu. For this one, Real Madrid host Borussia Dortmund. We start off our team analysis in this one with the home side being Real Madrid. The last 5 fixtures for Los Blancos have ended in 3 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss. Their last match was a 2-1 win away at Celta Vigo earlier this week. In these last 5 fixtures, Real Madrid have scored 8 goals and conceded 5 goals. So perhaps not scoring as many as expected and perhaps conceding a few too many as well. The first player I'd like to talk about for Real Madrid has got to be French centre-forward Kylian Mbappe. In 12 appearances for Los Blancos, Kylian Mbappe has scored 8 goals and provided 1 assist. With Mbappe, I think Real Madrid have a striker with loads of pace, who's a very good dribbler and very efficient at finding the back of the net. Next up, I want to talk about Uruguayan central midfielder Federico Valverde. In 13 appearances for Real Madrid this season, Valverde has scored 3 goals and contributed 2 assists. For me, Valverde is a typical box-to-box midfielder with loads of stamina, loads of flexibility and tons of determination. And finally, I want to talk about German centre-back Antonio Rudiger. In 13 appearances, Rudiger has scored just 1 goal for Los Blancos, but in Rudiger, I think Real Madrid have a centre-back with loads of speed, who's very physical and who never hesitates to use his strength to sort of bully the opposition attackers off the ball. In terms of injuries for Real Madrid, I know Los Blancos are definitely going to be missing the services of defenders David Alaba and Daniel Carvajal, who are both out with long-term ACL injuries. Brahim Diaz will also probably miss this one with a hamstring issue, but I think coach Carlo Ancelotti can still set his team up in his favoured 4-3-1-2 formation. With this, Real Madrid will probably have Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. up front as a strike duo, with Jude Bellingham operating just behind them in that number 10 playmaking role. The midfielders of Camavinga, Tchouaméni and Valverde will just be expected to win the ball back and cycle it forward so that this team can attack using all of their pace on the counter. Next up, we look at the away team being Borussia Dortmund. Now for Dortmund, the last 5 fixtures have ended in 3 wins and 2 losses. Their last match was a 2-1 win at home against FC St. Pauli in the German Bundesliga. In these last 5 fixtures, Borussia Dortmund have scored 15 goals but conceded 11. So they're scoring tons of goals, but they're also conceding tons of goals as well. The first player I'd like to talk about for Dortmund has got to be Guinea centre-forward Serhou Guirassy. In 7 appearances, Guirassy has scored 7 goals and contributed 1 assist. With this player, I think Dortmund have a centre-forward who's very quick, who's very powerful, and who's a great finisher. Next up, I want to talk about German defensive midfielder Emre Can. In 10 appearances, Emre Can has scored 4 goals and contributed 1 assist. But what I really like about Emre Can is his awareness, his vision, and his ability to win the ball back and cover for his defenders if they're ever caught out of position. And finally, I want to talk about Swiss goalkeeper Gregor Kobel. In 10 appearances, Kobel has unfortunately conceded 13 goals, but he has kept 4 clean sheets. In Kobel, I think Borussia Dortmund have a goalkeeper who's very agile, very flexible, and who is a decent shot stopper. I also really appreciate how he's adopted this kind of safety-first ideology to his game. In terms of injuries, Borussia Dortmund are definitely going to be missing the services of wingers Karim Adeyemi on the left and then Julian Duranville on the right. But both of these players could recover in time to feature in this match, so Dortmund fans do consider keeping your fingers crossed in that regard. Nevertheless, I think coach Nuri Sahin will still line his team up in their favoured 4-2-3-1 formation. Guirassy will be operating as the solo centre-forward with a double pivot of Pascal Gross and Emre Can to just provide stability in the spine. With those 2 players, I'm expecting to see one going forward to support the attack and the other dropping deeper to just cover for the defense. Either way, Dortmund will be looking to use their wingers to counter-attack at pace, stretching the play and then cutting the ball back for a player arriving late in the box to just finish from close range. Looking at the head-to-head between these two teams, the last 5 fixtures between Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund have ended in 3 wins for Real Madrid and then 2 draws, so no wins for Dortmund at all. In terms of goal output, Real Madrid have scored 12 goals, while Dortmund have scored 7 goals. If we look at the Champions League table right now, Dortmund are at the top, first position with 6 points and tons of goals, while Real Madrid are languishing in 17th on just 3 points. Both of these teams do come into this match with a fair bit of inconsistency. If Madrid end up winning this one, it does throw the table into arrears a little, but I don't think it's enough for them to leapfrog Dortmund. I don't think they'll score that many goals. Also, I think it is very interesting to note that this is a replay of last season's Champions League final, where unfortunately Dortmund did lose 2-0. And I think here Real Madrid have actually made a habit of kind of bullying Borussia Dortmund. Los Blancos have scored in each of those last 5 fixtures, and interestingly, they've scored at least 2. Dortmund have only managed to score 2, and the best they could come up with was draws. And I think knowing that this match is being played in Spain definitely gives Real Madrid a major psychological advantage. I'm expecting to see a frantic football match here with both teams looking to play on the counter, so it will be end-to-end stuff. I think these teams are going to commit a lot of players forward when they're attacking on the break, and that will be leaving space behind them for the opposition to then take advantage of. I do think Real Madrid will do a better job of that though. I think having players like Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. in the starting lineup, and then looking at the bench and seeing players like Enric and Rodrigo, means that Real Madrid are going to be playing at pace from the first minute right up until the last minute. And if Los Blancos can get an early lead here and sort of just solidify themselves in the midfield, we could see Luka Modric then coming in to just orchestrate things for them from deeper, dictate the tempo and just slow things down so that they can see the victory out. I think it is also interesting to note that Dortmund's coach Nuri Sahin has actually played for both of these teams, so he does have a bit of experience when it comes to knowing what these teams want to achieve and the lengths that they're willing to go to achieve those things as well. I think I'm very interested here to see as well how Dortmund play defensively against Real Madrid. Having a centre-back like Schlotterbeck is a great asset, but I'm not sure he'll be able to cope with the likes of players like those attacking stars that Real Madrid have. I think also we'll have to watch the decision making of a player like Emre Can. Does he play in the midfield to sort of cut the ball out before it even reaches these players, or does he drop deeper to just give Dortmund an additional body in the box? I think it's also very interesting to note that El Clasico is coming up this weekend, and while Real Madrid play Borussia Dortmund, Barcelona will have their hands full with Bayern Munich. So both of these teams will go into that match being very tired, and I think Real Madrid will be looking to sort of make the most of this opportunity in the Champions League, but also trying to keep their players fresh for that one. Looking at this one being at home as well for Los Blancos is a great advantage. If we look at all Real Madrid's fixtures this season, they have not lost at home. In fact, they've actually won all of their fixtures at the Bernabeu. So Madrid come into this one on a massive boost. And I think looking at all of these players, they definitely do have a great advantage here. My score prediction for this one is actually going to be Real Madrid 2, Borussia Dortmund 0. I think Jude Bellingham has been a massive asset for Real Madrid, and I think he's one of those midfielders like Valverde who has tons of stamina. And if his front line is not firing on all cylinders, you'll see these midfielders like Jude Bellingham and Valverde then stepping up to try and get the goals for their team instead. And I think for all of their grit and all of their determination, Borussia Dortmund will once again come undone against a Real Madrid team that is just looking like they haven't even reached the heights that are expected of them, but they're still getting results. And I think that's why Real Madrid are such a force in European football for the last few seasons. Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time and the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button. So you know exactly what to do. Thank you so much. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day out there. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks. Stay safe.